Dreaming of a modern oasis? At All Modern, we offer the best of modern furniture and decor all in one place. Hand vetted for quality and delivered for free in days. Discover outdoor dining sets, sofas, and more in every style of modern, from Scandi to mid-century. That's modern made simple. Shop now at allmodern.com.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams primer and ceiling paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13, delivery by 8 p.m., subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Hi, welcome back to Who's the Bitch?
Oh my God, I'm ready. Am I the bitch today, Kara?
I don't know. I think you're kind of always the bitch.
You're not wrong
So
about
am
that.
I.
Yeah, just
There's
two
a little
bitches.
bitch hiding in all of us.
And we gotta let her out, and we especially have to let her out for the holidays.
It's the holidays. This is time to be the bitchiest version of yourself that you can be.
And I dare say that so many people think that but it's the holidays. This is the time you should be the nicest. But I really don't think that anyone subscribes to that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a stressful time. It's a lot. It's time with family sometimes. I mean, not for me, but for other, it is. My kids have a 3-week break. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God.
Well, first of all, I'll just say it. I'm Kara Clank.
Oh, yes.
In case you're not, listen, in case you don't just know us by voice, I'm Kara Clank.
I'm Jackie Zabrowski.
Beautiful, bitchy co-host, Jackie Zabrowski. And, this is an advice podcast where we shoot the shit up top. And we're talking about the Christmas season. I don't know. I think the people of Whoville, they needed the Grinch in order to realize, some stuff. So you got to have a Grinch.
You can't be happy all the time. My main problem I was talking about this in therapy earlier today, that I realized that last Christmas, I was so excited last Christmas. For the first time ever, really? I didn't go home for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going home this year, and it feels good.
And I had never done it before. So I was just, oh my God, all smiles. Nothing could get me down.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I have that big of issues with my family. It's just the holiday travel.
Oh, just the travel, just the stress
of it, just all of it. But also, my mom and I are very, very close. My mom does, and this is something I've said to her face, so I'm not worried if she listens to this. My mom always expected Christmas to be stellar.
Okay.
And she did everything, and not like an almond mom where the cookie has to be just right on the plate. Right. Not to that extent.
Yeah.
Just my mom loves the holidays and really wanted it to be the perfect where everybody comes together. But you cut to the day of or the night before, and I'm screaming about something. I'm breaking something in some room. Somebody's crying. Somebody's screaming. Just about anything because of all of the pressure.
Yeah.
But then last year, lifted from me. Yeah. So happy. And then, inevitably, we all say we become our mother eventually, but you don't get slapped in the face with it quite as hard as often as you think. And man, I tell you, I became my mother. I was a wreck. I cried through all of the, just me and my husband opening up gifts. I cried through the whole thing, cried because we weren't ready to go to the Christmas at the right time. And I didn't have and then the egg casseroles weren't cooking all the way through. And I was like, we can't go if the casseroles aren't cooked. And I just remember, I fell apart.
Oh my God.
All the pictures from Christmas last year are all of me swollen faced because I obviously cried through the entire morning.
I'm trying to articulate this. I'm trying to say were you kind of taking it on because your mom wasn't there to be the one? So you were like, well, someone has to make sure everything's done, quote unquote, right, which is just a set of rules you're making up in your head.
Yes.
And you were just like, I got it. I'll be tapping in. In today's performance, the role of Jackie's mom will be played by Jackie.
Jackie Zabrowski herself. And oh, baby, did I knock it out of the park. And and I'm so proud of my husband because not once, because could you imagine, not once did he say, you're really acting like your mother right now.
I think you need to calm down. Yeah.
And it's time for you to not be he just did everything to try and console me. And it wasn't until days later that I was like, man, I really
Wow, I was
that
really
up.
crazy on Thanksgiving. I was like crazy on Christmas.
And I'm saying this story because I want everyone to know when you're writing in that you're not writing into people that have never royally fucked up many, many times. It's why we do this show. It's why we like to talk to people.
Yeah.
And so I completely forgot about it. And I had therapy earlier today and I started remembering and I was like, oh God, I fucked up Christmas last year.
Yeah.
So now, how do you not fuck it up?
Right.
With all the pressure to not fuck it up.
Yeah. I mean, my Christmas crazy is like my whole life when I was younger. I never tell anybody what I want, and then I'm furious when I don't get it. I don't tell anybody what I want because I'm not really sure. I'm not always sure what I want.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, nobody knows me. No, and it's like they do know me. They know I don't know what I fucking want for Christmas. I never know what I want, but I'm like, but I know it's not that, Mom.
Right.
You know?
Right. How do you feel though? But then here was always the problem. How do you feel about gift cards? This is a huge conversation when it comes to Christmas. I was raised in a household that was told it was lazy to give
get
a gift card.
Yeah.
It is but then as you get older, you realize, like for a Cara, I would give a gift card because I'd be like, well, you don't even know what you want.
Yeah.
But would that upset you?
No, it depends on who it's from. Like if my mom for Christmas just gave me a gift card, I would be like, wait, what? Like you were supposed to go out and pick things that I then get to return.
Yeah, that I'm upset with you for picking.
Yeah. Where's my gift receipt so that I can go back and buy what I want and spend extra money and stuff? Like the order of operations is not being followed right now.
Yeah.
But no, I actually love a gift card. I will say one of my best birthdays when I was 16, my mom gave me 16 gift cards. Gift certificates.
Ooh, that's fun.
Like some for just small denominations.
Yeah,
you know,
course,
they weren't like it wasn't $1,600 of gift cards or anything, but like small and I was like, ooh, I like this because I can go to have a little shopping spree. But I do like that. But if like Jared gave me a gift card, I'd be like, but then Jared's always had to ask my sister and stuff because he just really
because he has no idea.
He has no idea because I don't know. Like my co-host of my other podcast, Lisa, she's always like, you don't like stuff, and I really don't. I don't really like things.
Okay,
I would love clothes. Do I know what I want? Not really.
No,
what's
of course
on trend?
not.
I don't know. Will it fit me? I don't know.
I have no idea.
What size am I in that brand?
No idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Why would I know that?
No idea.
That's insane.
I love this. I love knowing that you are like a quicksand of gift giving.
I think that I'm also like starting to realize it about myself because like I used to like wake up every Christmas with so much hope and then be disappointed at the end of the Christmas.
Right.
Because I'd be like, well, my sister got an iPod. I didn't get anything like that.
Right.
You know, I mean, of course, I was like one of 6 kids. We were always comparing our gifts, at least the 3 older kids, you know?
Of course.
And my parents did a weird thing where only one of us got like a super big gift every year. So it'd be like one year, one of us would get a computer. And then the next year, the other one would like my sister got the first iPod. When the iPods came out, my sister got the first generation click wheel iPod.
Wait, you're the oldest though, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, what were my big ones? I'm sure I had them. Like I know I had them.
So every 6 years you get a big gift.
More like every 3 because of the 3 kids. So every 4, I guess, because right. So like 1, 2, 3, and then starts over. Yeah. And then like.
It's so interesting the rules that different people have, like different families have. A friend of mine who has like, there's no pressure in her family whatsoever. They all do a Secret Santa every year for all of her family members. And I was like, well, what do you do for the rest of the family? She's like, either joke gifts or we don't give gifts. And that's a beautiful experience that I could never subscribe to because I love to give gifts.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I like it. I like to, oh God, I know you sound like you're so good at it and you take notes and you remember. I like when I'm like, oh, I've got the perfect thing. But if I don't, I'm so stressed about it and I'm really freaking out and it causes me a lot of stress. My kids are so easy because like literally they get an Amazon catalog and they've circled every single thing in the catalog. So I can just get them 4 things that they want. And it's like, you know, they love it. And I get them used stuff and they don't even know the difference, you know, like, yeah,
I just feel like everyone has like rules in their family. Like, do you and Jared have rules?
No, so that's the thing. Jared and I forever have always just done a dinner, a nice dinner together. But since we've had kids and pandemic, we really just haven't. This year we said we need to buy each other gifts because we need to show in front of our kids that we give each other gifts, and that we love each other, and that we know what the other person wants or whatever. And like, because Jared does a joke about how his love language is like words of affirmation and my love language is acts of service. So he'll be like, I love you so much. You're the most beautiful person in the world. And, and I'll go, I got you those pens you like. That's his joke that he does. Because I'm like, I get him everything he needs all the time. So it'll be about me getting him something like, ooh, I gotta like, maybe I gotta actually like, maybe I'll like get Jeff to make him something or something. You know what I mean? Like, because he like something, he would love something like that. Like I got him one year something that Jeff sold at DragCon, and he like loved that, you know?
If you guys ever want to check out Crude Ink, my husband makes horror spray paint artwork, and it's all in fun neon colors.
Yeah, this was even maybe pre that. It was like, it was the records with Frankenstein on it. Yeah. So like he still has that in his, like it's right behind him when he streams every day.
That's so cute.
So yeah, he loves that. So like, that's what I mean. Like if I can get something, but besides that, Jared is like, he has an Amazon wish list and he keeps it going all year round, and he always has. It's books. It's all books.
Oh, that's cute.
It's books, and it used to have DVDs on it, and now he's kind of resigned himself to the fact that he doesn't really need DVDs anymore because we have digital media.
He's broken.
But with my siblings, we never give gifts at the holidays anymore. My sister and I will sometimes exchange a gift because we like know what the other one wants, but like the rest of us do not do, especially if I'm flying from California. Like,
you can't bring everything.
They'll get stuff for my kids, but we're not, the adults are just not exchanging.
I love that. Honestly, Jeff and I have started doing but this is why I cried last year, is because he got me other things, even though we just said we were just going to do the experience. We've been trying, I know, but he's like, but you love gifts. And I was like, I know. But I made a promise.
But you broke the pact. You broke the covenant.
But now we do experiences instead.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And that's great. And like, I think for us, it's like, you want me to get you a jacket, or do you want us to like save up so we can like, I don't know, do something fun one day, you know? So it's like, it's kind of that. But, oh God, where am I even going with this? Anyway,
we're bad at Christmas. We fuck up Christmas, everybody.
Is like a whole fucking thing. But the good news
where
is
we're at. We screw up the holidays, Kara.
I mean, I love so much about the holidays, but it's just the gifting of it all is so.
That and also, I am booked solid between now and the first week of January.
Yeah. Like
booked. I'm booked.
I have like truly barely any time to do anything. Well, actually, like right after the Christmas vacation starts, I got a lot of time. You're booked like even during the break.
You're trapped with children.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
See, at least my booked is like, oh no, I have to like drink with all my friends on a party bus. Oh no.
Well, I want to come.
Oh, you're going to that party.
I want to come to that.
You going to that party bus?
You got to tell me when that is so I can get a date. I can get a babysitter.
Oh yeah, babies.
Yeah.
Now, and if you've got issues that you want to share with us about your holidays, hit us up. Go to who'sthebitch.com.
Yes, who'sthebitch.com. That will allow you to email us, call in and leave a voicemail, or even DM us if you want to give us a follow over at Who's the Bitch LPN on Instagram. Listen, guys, I just want to say one quick thing. We got a lot of messages from people, voicemails. Thank you so much. We love hearing your voices. We love getting the extra details. The problem is we just discovered we have a 5-minute limit on the messages. And
I am offended by the 5-minute limit. I think it's not fair, voicemail.
It's unconstitutional, but it is what our voicemail company that we are using, it's like their limit. So like if you're telling a story that's going to go beyond 5 minutes, once you notice you've been cut off, call back and just keep
continue
going.
The story.
Some people are calling back and starting over, and we did get the first one.
Yeah, we won't lose you. We don't lose the first one.
It's just gonna, and we can just play 2 in a row. And so that's just a little PSA about that. Sorry about that. We just started realizing this round because we got a lot of people being like, "Hi, I got cut off," but that's why.
And thank you so much for calling in. We love hearing from you.
And what I love also about the holidays is I really do love a lot of holiday movies. Like I love Home Alone. I love Scrooged. Scrooged is one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
And I appreciate that every year Hallmark and Lifetime try to introduce new movies to the canon.
Why are you saying it like you don't like Hallmark and Lifetime movies?
I appreciate it. It's just...
Oh, what do I do? What do I do?
Okay, well, like some are good. Okay, so like I kind of liked that wild Lindsay Lohan one from 2 years ago that was a Lifetime.
Christmas Wish?
Yeah, where it was just literally overboard. It was just the movie Overboard?
Oh, no, that was a different one. That was when I think
you're thinking of Irish Wish.
The Irish Wish is what I was thinking of. Yes, I was. But I will say, I would encourage you to check out Hot Frosty because Hot Frosty does have Lacey Chabert in it.
Of course.
And Lacey Chabert made the jump from Lifetime to Netflix. That bitch is moving on up. She's moving on up in the weird indie rom-com holiday world.
Lacey Chabert was always good, and she's like iconic in Mean Girls. Why is she ever not getting jobs?
I don't know. Between that and also, did you ever go through a Party of Five phase?
Oh, I watched it when it was on, baby.
Oh, baby.
I'm old enough that when Party of Five was on, that was appointment television.
Loved a Party of Five.
Scott Wolf was on my wall with all my hunks. All my magazine hunk wall.
Love them.
Yeah, Uncle Charlie too. I was either one of them I would take.
Uncle Charlie, definitely.
Yeah.
Next Level Pet people will do anything for their dogs. That means treating them with next level protection from parasites with NexGard Plus, afoxolaner, moxidectin, and parental chewable tablets. NexGard Plus chews provide one-and-done monthly protection against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms, all in a tasty beef-flavored chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection prior to starting a preventive. Ask your vet about NexGard Plus Chews.
This summer, Instacart is bringing back your favorites from 1999 with prices from 1999. That means 90s prices on juice pouches that ought to be respected, 90s prices on box mac and cheese, and 90s prices on ham, cheese, and cracker lunches. Enjoy all those throwbacks and more at throwback prices, only through Instacart. $4.72 maximum discount per $10 of eligible items. Limit 3 offers per order. Expires September 5th while supplies last. Discount based on CPI comparison.
But Katie Mixon is in it, and Craig Robinson is in it, and Dustin Milligan is in it, who's the cutie from Schitt's Creek. He plays the Frosty.
And I worked with Dustin Milligan on Drag Race. He was on Celebrity Drag Race when I worked on it, and he was such a lovely, cool, nice guy.
Well, now I feel really bad because we definitely did a Page 7 watch along and I kept talking about how I didn't want to fuck that Frosty. But, I was proud of the people that do want to fuck that Frosty.
I literally put a thing on my Instagram because I got an email from Netflix that was the #1 movie on Netflix in the United States the week after the election is Hot Frosty. And I was like, well, this explains a lot. I was like, I have no problem with people watching frivolous holiday garbage or whatever at all, but I'm just the number one piece of media.
I would at least say, Kara, as a person that did watch it that week as well, I couldn't watch anything real. I only watched we watched I had never seen Emperor's New Groove, and Jeff loves Emperor's New Groove. And so it's the night after the election, we sat and watched Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, should I show that to my kids?
Oh my God, it's so cute.
Oh my God,
it's
wait,
great.
Is it Disney?
It is.
Why does it never come up?
Oh my God, we ended up talking about this. Apparently, it was where the big schism of Disney from the movies from our childhood, and that was their first one into a new foray. I need to watch. Apparently, it's a whole documentary about it, specifically about Emperor's New Groove. But it's great.
I'm constantly on Disney Plus going through every movie, going, "How about this? How about this? How about this?" Because they won't agree with each other, the two children.
Oh my God!
And it's how about Cars? How about Frozen? How about that? I've never seen Emperor's New Groove, so I'm going to seek it out. I've been showing my kids a lot of old stuff that we used to all and they're pretty down with it. So I'm happy. I'll be happy to show them that. So, okay, Hot Frosty as a Lifetime, I know it's on Netflix, but as a Lifetime seasonal, Lifetime Hallmark genre movie, what do you give it out of a 10?
Out of a 10?
Yeah.
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
As a regular movie that a person would watch.
Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. 9.3.
9.3.
As a regular, 9.3. But as a regular movie that I would just watch anytime, probably a 6.8.
Okay.
But it is, but again, Craig Robinson is great.
I love Katie Mixon.
Joe Latrulio. I love Katie Mixon.
Yeah, I love Joe Latrulio.
And it's funnier than I expected. It's short. It is definitely it is a beautiful movie that I would definitely, I'm not going to say I'm going to watch it every year, but I'm happy that I watched it. And I'm also really excited because Our Little Secret comes out this week, which is the Lindsay Lohan Christmas Netflix movie that drops this year.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I love that you hate it. I love that you hate it.
I could never have imagined that this is where Lindsay Lohan would have ended up. She was so talented as a youth, and then now she's back.
Looks so good.
She looks great, but what happened? The acting ability just went away with the
the
drug and alcohol abuse.
The acting is gone.
But it was great.
It was.
What happened?
I don't know. You know what it is? I saw some interview where she was saying that literally she hasn't auditioned since
Parent Trap.
Since Parent Trap.
Yes.
That was the only audition she did. And I wonder, if you're not getting a lot of critiques, if you're not trying to reach a certain level, I imagine you're I just got to memorize the lines. And it's not
Sure.
She's not up there being Gandalf the Grey.
Right. She's not it's not a Oscar nom pick or anything.
My problem is though, I will watch almost any of these kind of holiday movies.
Well, Irish Wish also made me laugh my ass off. First of all, because there was a very funny Vulture recap. I'd like to give a shout out to the girl who wrote it, but just Google the Irish Wish Vulture recap, where one of the things she said was, everybody in this movie is dressed like they bought their clothes at a Cyber Monday sale on Amazon. And it made me laugh so hard. And everything she said was so funny. All of the cinematography is full AI. Ireland doesn't look like that. Everything was glowing in a leprechaun green. And then there's this weird lady that just appears hello, and she's helping. The movie makes no sense, but I loved watching it. Jared and I watched it together and had a blast. I'll watch Hot Frosty as a blast. I just was oh my God, everybody's watching this sexy snowman movie. But now it's I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to like it, I'm sure.
I am just...
But a regular Lifetime and a regular Hallmark, I don't fuck with that.
It is really difficult as someone that now reads almost exclusively monster smut, because I've been trying to jump back into not monster smut. And in it, I was just I thought... We're talking anthropomorphic. Where do I put my pussy on this big snowman? I thought that's where the movie was going. So I actually was very disappointed.
Your brain is broken.
My brain is actually broken.
Thought someone was going to fuck a pile of snow. Yes. Oh my God.
That they saw as real.
Yeah.
They think they're alive. But I really thought it was Lacey Chabert has really had a break from reality because, she's a widow in it. Obviously, she's a widow in it because she's in her mid-30s. So she's either a widow or she's an old crone that can never find anyone.
Back in her own hometown because she let ambition get the best of her.
That bitch.
Well...
It's great.
I just, I like that stuff to laugh at, but when people take it seriously, someone asked me to be on a Hallmark podcast about 5 years ago, and I watched the movie and I got on, it was for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I got on and I went, all right, let's go. Are we going to make fun of this shit? And they were like, well, I thought the acting was amazing. And I go, oh no. Immediately it was made very clear to me that this was, we love this.
Oh no.
And I was like, uh-oh. I gotta get out of here.
Oh no! See, I love it. Give me the most fucked up ones you've seen. I want to watch the ones where people, it's someone got paid to write and make this movie.
I know.
So if you are out there and you're oh my God, I've got the movie for you, hit us up, who'sthebitch.com.
Yes.
I want to hear from you.
I want to hear your pitches for Hallmark holiday movies. Yeah. So Hot Frosty gets pretty much an A to A minus from Jackie. And speaking of gift giving, I would like to play our first voicemail that we got, because this one kind of made me laugh.
Yes.
And I think it's fun. Okay.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hey, Jackie and Kara. I have a question that's kind of coming up a lot in my life. And I'm wondering if I am indeed the bitch.
Ooh.
When people have bridal showers and baby showers and weddings, there's often this expectation that all of the attendees need to come with a gift or contribute financially in some way or another. This definitely happens a lot with bachelorette parties, and I thankfully had 2 amazing bachelorette experiences. I was the officiant for one, bridesmaid for another, and they were 2 of my best friends. They're both best friends, super cognizant of finances. However, with sort of more peripheral friends or friendly acquaintances, there's this weird expectation, or weird to me, that I have to come with a gift, or everyone has to come with a gift or some kind of financial contribution. And it really irks me. I really dislike being told that I have to give a gift, to the point that I pretty much refuse to give gifts when I'm told to. And that's not to say that I don't love giving gifts. I really enjoy spontaneous gifts for my friends, for my family, for my partner. I love to take the time, choose things, or if I just see something that it makes me think of someone, it brings me a lot of joy. When my great friends had a baby, first thing I did was send them some of my favorite children's books for throughout the years as their kid grows up. So I do love that. I just don't like it when people kind of assume it. And I just think it just is insensitive to not think about people's financial backgrounds, where they are in their lives, and just sort of expect and assume that you're going to contribute to their, baby carriage fund or their toddler mattress fund, when the Grinch in me kind of wants to be like, well, you chose to have a baby, so it's your responsibility. I don't know. Am I the bitch, or is everyone who assumes that I can financially contribute to their life decisions the bitch?
I mean, I'm obsessed.
This is a great question.
I'm obsessed.
Honestly, I feel like, do you feel seen right now, Kara? How do you feel about this?
No, listen, I am always at the last minute walking out to these kids' birthday parties going, oh God, a gift. I forgot. And my favorite thing now that I put on every gift party that I have for my kids and that people are now putting on is, your presence is your present.
Love that.
I think if you're having a party, the expectation should just be that people are attending the party. You decided to have the party. That's that. And if you want to bring a gift, a little bottle of wine, a flower, a card, even just something that's not even financial, that's completely up to you. And that's a bonus if you're the host or whatever. I think what we're talking about here is more baby showers, life milestone events.
Kind of obligation.
Baby showers, weddings, bachelorette party. First of all, a bachelorette party, if you're going to the bachelorette party, that's your gift. That's your gift.
Also, can I just say too, and I live by the rule, and I've never really asked about this before, but if I am a part of a party, or if I'm a part of someone, something that is doing something for said event, I feel that is my present as well.
If you're a bridesmaid.
If I'm a bridesmaid, if I am the officiant, I believe that your work is the present.
For my wedding, I bought a present for my officiant. He had to write a whole speech for my wedding.
Which I understand. And honestly, I was just an officiant, and I felt so bad because I didn't get anything for Henry, who was my officiant, that I ended up taking him out to dinner after I just was an officiant, because I was like, I'm really sorry. I never thanked you for all of the work that you did, and sorry about that.
Sorry. I mean, it's also your brother, so it's a little bit different, but I will say okay, so
I will say out the gate, I don't think you're being a bitch for feeling this way.
No.
I don't. I do feel that it depends on how you deal with the situation at those milestones, because I think that we all know that I create weird rules that I happen to steadfastly live by. Yeah. And one of those rules is that if I have to bring a gift, oh, baby, I'm bringing a gift. But that's because I love to do that. And now this person that wrote in, I understand you like getting gifts too. So that's not what the issue is, not receiving gifts. You enjoy the process of getting gifts for people. And I think that is wonderful. But you are so right. And I'm going to be real with you, never really thought about the obligation of it before.
Yeah.
Outside of specifically a wedding and if I was a part of it. But I think that you are right.
Well, also, I think I'm kind of with you in the sense that I almost never show up gift in hand for a lot of these things. You have a year to give a gift from a wedding. So I almost never travel with a gift, have a gift picked out. I've usually, my problem is I always wait until it's the year mark. And then I'm anything you guys need? Or I'll just send something that I pick.
But that's wonderful.
Yeah, within the year mark. With kids, there's also different traditions, people. Jews, a lot of times, do not give gifts for babies before they are born. And in certain, that's sometimes people do that. Some other cultures are like, that's bad luck. You don't give it until they're born. So you could show up to the baby shower and just say, congratulations, I'm here to celebrate you. And then the gift will come later. I think any person that you're in their life is going to not look at anything or shouldn't be looking at anything event by event, right? Like it's the summation. It's like, well, I've invited Jackie to every major event in my life and she's never once brought something.
Right.
So that's kind of weird. Like,
because it gets to be pointed out after a while.
Yes. Like I do have a friend who either comes empty-handed to everything or brings something like that's jokingly so bad. And you're just like, but I also know that he has financial stuff going on. So it's kind of like, it's like, I'm not going to cut him off as being a friend, but we're like, this is what he does. He brings a 6-pack of Bud Light to like a nice party and acts like, and then takes it with him when he leaves.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Which we all did when we were 22, but things are a little, I remember actually like going home with the 40 that I would bring if I didn't finish it yet, because Lord help me, I might finish it later.
Yeah.
But I do feel that it is also in the obligation, and you're right, I think people are starting to do it more, that like when you invite people somewhere of doing the like, and you don't have to bring anything.
Yeah.
Your presence is your presence.
Yeah.
I think including that. But even then, I'm always going to show up with a bottle of wine.
Yeah. I don't like to come empty-handed except to kids' birthday parties.
That I can imagine.
I'm empty-handed every freaking time because I know that of my friends, every kid that I know has every fucking thing in the world that they need.
Right.
And so it's like, if I have, sometimes I'll bring like, oh, this is like one of my kids' favorite like toys that they don't use anymore. And like your kid's younger, I give hand-me-downs.
That's great.
Stuff like that. But it's like, I'm not just going to contribute to more plastic garbage waste and give your kid little toys that for all I know, they hate this fucking cartoon character that I'm buying it up. Whatever.
You have no idea.
I think that you seem like this caller seems like they have just like an anti-establishment attitude.
Love it. I mean, especially everything going on right now. I understand. And you want to buck every tradition you see. I get you. And I do love this energy. But then is the question. What do they do about it? Do you stop? Like if you are you've decided you're against it, which I say, that's you. I think that's great.
I think you got to be prepared for the fact that if somebody is like, oh, I invite Susie, that's not your name, but if I invite Susie I invited her to my bachelorette party. Well, first of all, again, bachelorette parties, if you're going to a bachelorette party,
bring a gift.
You're getting there, you're buying the bride drinks. You are not, there is no, I've been to one where it was like on top of the bachelorette that we all flew to and had to pay for the place. We also were asked to bring lingerie.
If you travel, these are rules that I created for myself. If you have to travel there, if you have to put yourself up, if you have to put any of your own expenses into the situation, I feel that is your gift. Yeah. I got married. I was a bitch and I got married in Florida and I made all my friends fly to Florida and I completely understood and I told every single person invited, if you don't want or you can't fly to Florida, dude, it's all good.
But the other thing is, so you're talking about
I also
rules.
didn't want gifts either.
Yeah.
From director Wes Anderson, Focus Features and Indian Paintbrush present The Phoenician Scheme.
It's my most important project of my lifetime.
Meet Zsa Corda.
We keep getting assassinated unsuccessfully so far.
He's the most bold, most elusive, most wanted man on the planet.
Help yourself to a hand grenade. You're very kind.
Starring Benicio del Toro, Mia Threppleton, Michael Cera, Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, and Jeffrey Wright. The Phoenician Scheme, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters everywhere, June 6th.
This summer, Instacart is bringing back your favorites from 1999 with prices from 1999. That means 90s prices on juice pouches that ought to be respected, 90s prices on box mac and cheese, and 90s prices on ham, cheese, and cracker lunches. Enjoy all those throwbacks and more at throwback prices, only through Instacart. $4.72 maximum discount per $10 of eligible items. Limit 3 offers per order. Expires September 5th while supplies last. Discount based on CPI comparison.
But you're talking about rules, and a lot of these rules are just baked into our culture.
You're right.
And they're old and they're out of date.
We got to change them up.
The whole reason that we have these engagement parties and we have wedding gifts is because it was when people were starting their lives together. So you didn't have a blender. You didn't have china plates to eat off of or whatever.
Right.
We all live together now before we get married. Like, you don't need any of this stuff. I mean, it's like, it's nice, but you don't need it. It's like, culturally, it has shifted and changed because people cohabitate before marriage. So, like, things with, like, you know, helping people with a baby. Oh, they're having a baby. The village all gathers together to help them. Yeah, but we weren't always having $1,300 strollers back then.
Right.
You know, and so look, I had a friend who got me a very expensive stroller. They're rich. Thank you for doing that. Congrats. I wasn't expecting that from all of my friends.
No.
And plenty of people just coming over and being like, can I come over and see the baby? That means a lot more to me than, I have a list and it shows that you didn't buy them some silly little chew toy that they're going to forget about, you know?
But I think that that's where it comes in, that it's rather than like, hey, like, oh, like, you know, I might not have money to get you something right now, but like, I'd love to like go out and do something with you. Like, I'd love to just like get out, walk around, bitch together and like walk around. Like, it doesn't have to be something you pay money for of like an actual guarantee of like, I'd like to spend time with you.
Or I'll watch your baby.
Or I'll watch your baby. It's just
let me come watch your baby.
There's so many ways
you can give gifts and you can show your love for a person.
Exactly.
You know? And so I'm kind of with you. And I think you give those gifts when you feel like it. But I would say be prepared for these more casual acquaintances in your life who are maybe don't get where you're coming from and they're not close enough with you to know your financial situation or to know your philosophy on this kind of stuff.
Right.
To maybe be like, I don't know if I'm inviting you to the next thing. And that's, you know, that's just something.
It'll be par for the course.
Yeah, you got to deal with when it comes. But
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I think you seem like a fun bitch.
Honestly, I'm saying society is the bitch.
Yeah.
I think in this.
Fucking old Emily Post is the bitch here.
Yes.
Like trying to make, you have exactly one calendar year to give the gift.
Which like even that
has to be, it's like so crazy.
That's insane.
It's so crazy. And they're like, and don't ever bring a gift to I don't know. What can I say? I actually think the bachelorette party that I went to that was lingerie, I think I didn't do it. But I also was a huge part of planning it and I had a new baby. So I think I got a pass.
Oh my God.
But
yes.
like, I was like, I'm not. First of all, I don't really wear lingerie. I don't know what kind of lingerie you like. I think it's like kind of weird and like, ooh, sex. Like, I don't know.
Lingerie is also very particular.
It's personal.
Like you need
what if
to
you
know
like nipple clamps and like, you know, crotchless
go whatever you want.
You know, pants. I don't know what the fuck your life is. I'm not in your bedroom with you. Here's a gift card to whatever, Amazon.
Yes, Spanx are me.
You can get some Amazon lingerie on me, bitch.
Oh
all
God,
right.
It's what we always are wanting. Thank
when
you,
he
Kara.
sees you in that Amazon, he's gonna want to just pound you. Okay, hold on. Let me just get so this for next call is in two parts because of the whole situation with the long with the cutoff, but also this is from somebody I know. This is a friend of my brother's. She said, hopefully Kara will give me preference because she knows me. I'm not. I'm actually giving you preference because this is an interesting family situation coming in around the holidays. And I think that that's kind of a fun little thing. So here we go.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hey, Kara and Jackie. I am calling for the second time. I tried to leave a voicemail and I got cut off, and I have no idea how far into my bitching I got before I got cut off. So I'm going to try it again. Hi, I'm Brittany. I'm friends with Kara's brother, and I'm also from the same hometown. So hello. I'm calling because I've got a real bitch of a sister. So what you need to know is I've got a big family. I am the youngest of 8 in a yours, mine, and ours family. So all my siblings are half siblings, and they are all significantly older than me. Like my next oldest is 13 years older than me, and my oldest is like 30 years older than me, which means I've got a ton of nieces and nephews that are like high school to 30s, not any that are older than me, but like pretty close in age. So I'm still close with my siblings, but I kind of have automatic cool aunt status by just being basically almost the same age. So my story is this.
I've got one sister of many who is, she's a bitch. We know this. It's confirmed. Without going into too much detail, I got into a big argument with her over the summer while visiting at my mom's house. She's got drinking issues and was acting out of pocket, and I let her have it. Yeah. Haven't spoken to her since.
Ooh.
So, cut to, this week. I got a call last week, actually, from her daughter, bitchy sister's daughter, who is 20 now. And they got into a political argument. Yay. So my niece voted for Kamala. My bitchy sister voted for Trump. And I guess they had a row about their political differences. And sister stormed off and then sent my niece a text later saying that you're uninvited for Thanksgiving. So, I don't even know why she's so mad because her dude won. But anyway, I wasn't there. I'm just getting this information secondhand from my niece. And my niece knows that I'm not talking to her mother at the time. I was calling like an ally to vent, right? And I told her, listen, I gave her as mature advice as I could give her, knowing that I don't particularly like her mother right now. And I just said, look, you're not going to convince her otherwise. She believes what she believes. You believe what you believe. And it's kind of like banging your head up against the wall if you think you're going to have a productive argument with this particular person. You're not. She's not going to change her mind. So these kind of arguments are kind of not worth your energy. And I also told her, just give it a week. I'm sure it'll blow over. She'll come around. You'll go home for Thanksgiving or you'll be invited back. But then I said, but if you don't, or if you don't want to, please come to, I live in Colorado now. So I'm like, my niece is in college in California. My bitchy sister lives in the hometown in Connecticut. So I was like, hey, what's closer than Connecticut is Colorado. So come hang out with me and your baby cousins and, we can do the holidays together. Wouldn't that be fun? And I was really actually excited about the idea of my niece coming because I don't get to hang out with her that much. And it's, it's nice to be able to have some family around for the holidays, what have you. So yesterday, I got another sister. And this sister is not so much bitchy, but she is messy. She loves to stir the pot. She is drama. So I'm talking to her about whatever, basic, how you doing, how's life. At the end of the conversation, I mentioned, because she asked what we were doing for the holidays, I mentioned, niece might come out here to see Thanksgiving because bitchy sister uninvited her from Thanksgiving. And messy sister goes, oh, is that so? I hadn't heard that. So, I heard her ears perk up, and I was like, no. Okay, but please, just let's not say anything. Let's not mention it. Okay. Okay, this is part 2. Hi, this is Brittany again, and this is part 2 of my story. I got cut off because I'm so long-winded. I am so sorry. I'm going to try to make it brief. So where we left off was I had just mentioned to my messy sister that my niece might be coming to town. And she promises me up and down, oh, don't worry, I won't say anything. Don't worry about it. Of course, about 10 minutes after I got off the phone with messy sister, I get a phone call from bitchy sister's husband.
No.
My big bad brother-in-law. To picture who this person is, he is, now, 60 years old, but hulking, former pro lacrosse player, finance bro with a deep voice. Okay. And he's coming in hot. He is calling me. He says, and he doesn't come in with a request. He says, I'm hearing my daughter, who we pay for her life, is coming to you for Thanksgiving. She needs to come home for Thanksgiving. You need to call her and tell her she needs to come home for Thanksgiving. He's coming in aggressive.
Oh my God.
And I didn't appreciate that, to be honest.
No.
Clearly, what had happened was my messy sister immediately called the bitchy sister, told her that my niece was maybe coming to see me for Thanksgiving. And then bitchy sister lost her shit, told her big bad husband to like intimidate me or something. I don't know. The bitchy sister is also kind of non-confrontational. So clearly she has like other people do her bidding for her. I don't know why she couldn't have called me herself. But I get this obnoxious phone call from my brother-in-law, and he's not asking me. He's telling me, you need to call my daughter. And I'm like, okay, listen, bud. I won't name names, but listen, guy, I don't really understand how I fit into this equation, why any of this is my responsibility. I'm not involved in your family fight. I merely was offering a place for your daughter to go for Thanksgiving after she told me she was uninvited to your family Thanksgiving. She wasn't uninvited. She's a la la la. And I said, well, why don't have you talked to her about it? Oh, she won't answer our phone calls. I told her she had to apologize to her mother and she doesn't want to talk. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, you have a 20-year-old daughter. She is a legal adult, and I am not responsible for parenting her. And moreover, like, and then of course I launched into, and meanwhile, your wife and I aren't even talking, so I don't even know what I owe you at this point, because I don't owe you anything. It felt like the assumption was that the assumption that they were making was that I was like coming between them and their daughter and like trying to sow bad seeds or something, which I didn't, and which I wasn't. So, but they came in so hot, and I feel like, had he come to me in a way that was like, hey, Britt, listen, we really need your help. We're trying to, get right with our daughter. We know she listens to you. We know she talks to you. Could you put in a good word for us? We just want to like have her home for the holidays and have our family together. Like, if he'd asked me mano y mano, or however you say it, I would have been probably more obliged. But the fact that he was telling me what to do instead of asking me for a favor, I was like, I just basically was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, no way. It's messy. And now and this family just loves to be dramatic. And I'm trying so hard not to play into it, but I'm fucking pissed right now. I'm just pissed that they're sucking the energy, that they're pulling me into this like whirlwind that doesn't have to be. But yes, so finally, in conclusion, who is the bitch? Am I the bitch for not talking to my niece for them? I really don't feel like I owe them that, but I kind of I truly needed a gut check on this one. I'm like, am I just like being stubborn and I could just squash it by like, I could make nice by just like trying to help them? But then on the other hand, fuck them.
Yeah,
fuck
dude.
them. So, thank you for listening. I hope that it's okay that I did this in 2 parts.
Loved it.
And hope everyone's good. Goodbye.
Brittany.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I mean, this is like fucking classic Connecticut bullshit. This is classic Connecticut. I want to hear your take on it, Jackie, because I'm already layering a bunch of Connecticut personal history on this family.
I love that you're doing that. And I think that is, I mean, especially it's 2 huge families. So I feel like you do have a lot. I am curious as to where your jumping off point is. But for me, if my bitchy sister's husband called me, I just want to say, Britt, like, very proud of you, because I feel like that would have made me fly off the fucking handle. And I know that's not the advice that you're looking for here, Britt, but I just feel like as you were telling me this, I could feel my own anger start to rise of like how I would react that like, oh, my sister's not going to call. Oh, she made you call me instead. Like, I would have just hung up. There's no way I would have had that conversation. I just need you to know that I'm very inspired by you and the way that you took that, because I would have epped out, and that would not have been the right answer.
That's just like absolutely not the way things go in our family.
I would
like
quadruple down.
Anybody who married into our family, if they have a problem, the sibling of our family is the one that's going to voice it to the rest of us.
They are the ambassador of the family. We do not want the outside. Don't come at me.
But
especially
this is the kind of family where they vote for Donald Trump. The daddy makes the decisions, and the dad is the one that says. And the fact that you guys think because you provide an education for your daughter and
that you own your 20-year-old
and that she must come home and kiss the ring or whatever is so old world and conservative and
disgusting
and gross. And it's like, and what does you guys had a political argument, and you know what? Your sister's pissed because your niece is 20 now and she's talking back. You know, that's when about a lot of us start to learn to talk back.
Well, especially you think like after the quarantine, and maybe just like the younger people that I am around that are a little bit younger than your niece in this situation. But it's interesting of where their brain is, because like, think of how their middle school, high school experience, like how it all got fucked. So now I feel like a lot of it's like, you know, a lot of people are saying how the youngest generation alpha is not leaving the house as much, like the Zoomers aren't leaving, and they're not, because as so much of our society got stunted through such integral years of their lives. So like, you're already like, her parents are already voting against her and any of her rights.
Mm-hmm.
So like, imagine what she's already going through, and the fact that your sister and her husband are not thinking about the niece, like not thinking about their kid.
Yeah.
They're thinking about what they want. They're only thinking about what they want. And in this situation, Britt, you are being correct, because you are thinking of the greater good of the family.
Yeah.
And when you have a family that big, or even if you have a small family, I have a fairly small family, you can't play those kind of weird communication games of the like, but you're gonna do this, but that gets you nowhere. And I really hope that this creep, I'm gonna call him a creep, because anyone that does that, even in a family situation, I'm calling them a creep.
Yeah.
That a creep would do this at you because he feels that he owns his family, which is obviously where this is coming from. So I'm starting to get heated.
And like, oh my God.
Tara.
And that you're responsible for doing any of this when you're like, you're a mom of your own kids. You have a fucking life. You have shit to do. You're not, oh my God. Oh my God. I think it's really nice also that you created a space for your niece to come to, like if she wanted to. And the other thing is they're just pissed because I think they know that you guys are ideologically aligned.
Yes.
And they're just immediately, that's how these people look at things, is like very us versus them. Like you're brainwashing her, you're getting her on your side.
Because they're scared. They're scared of what us liberals will do.
But they're also, it's impossible for them to open their own ears and hear what a 20-year-old, because like they probably also think of her as like a child still. She's a 20-year-old woman. She's legal to vote. She's legal to do everything except have a fucking glass of wine, which is crazy. And literally they are having a hard time coming to terms with it, I think. That she's allowed to have her own opinions, and she's allowed to do what she wants, and she's allowed to not spend the holidays with you. And, you know, I don't want them to like pull their funding if your, you know, niece needs it. But it's like.
But it's also just really crazy to think that like, had he discussed any of this with his daughter? Like, did he actually talk with her, the full-grown human being?
She's not responding. She's blocking them out, and so they're pissed. And so who can they blame but Brittany? Who can they go to? Who's like the
blame on somebody?
Who is she talking to? Who's she talking to?
Right.
And it's you. So that's who they're going to. You're definitely not the bitch. I think it's totally correct, totally reasonable for you to feel also like exhausted by this kind of drama and stuff.
Because the holidays are already so, like, I feel like in the way that people forget how, like, you know, like having an unseen illness, you know, like people that struggle with things that people can't see. So they're like, oh, you don't understand what a disabled person goes through. It's like, well, you don't understand what I'm fucking dealing with right now. And I do feel like in this situation that especially like the angry man in this, I just hope that your niece continues to talk to you and you continue to create the safe space for her and for the any other members of your family that you could help, because what's not safe is reacting like that. And what if he doesn't get his way, and how will he react that way? And maybe that is just coming from someone who has abuse trauma in my background, but like someone can't come at me like that or else I act a very particular way.
Yeah. And it's like, I know you don't know what happened in the initial political fight that your sister had with her daughter, but like, it sounds like the mom is the one that stormed out. And now the dad is demanding that the daughter apologize. Like, no, my dad used to do this stuff all the time too. Or my mom would be like, you have to apologize to your dad. I just always had to apologize to him, even when I didn't do anything wrong, just because we all know he doesn't apologize.
Right.
So you have to apologize if you ever want if you ever want anything to move forward.
Why?
I don't know.
It's like, then maybe I don't want it to
but
move
I'll tell
forward.
you something. I'm apologizing to my kids left and fucking right now. I am like breaking the cycle of
good for you, dude.
Of no apologies.
Yes.
Because it's like, it's like this whole like, this was an issue in my family too, with all of us, of my mom having to tell my dad, they are adults now. You cannot talk to them like this anymore. You cannot speak to them. You cannot control what they do. Like, which
is also, they should know you shouldn't speak to anyone that way. It doesn't matter how fucking old they are.
Well, obviously, this guy, because Brittany is in her mid-30s. Like, they're talking to her like she's a child, too. Like, you need to do this, and I'm going to tell you what to do. So these people are just, they're in charge, and everyone else is just an underling.
I do feel that, like, in my anger, I feel like I would get, like, my brother or my husband to be like, you call him back and tell him how I fucking, like, oh, you don't want to, you scared of the women in your life, huh? Well, how about I get one of my, then you guys can fucking duke it out, right? Because obviously this dude has got an issue with his family and the control he has over them. And he feels like the control is slipping through his fingers. And again, I know so much of this comes from fear. It is from like a place of losing control, being scared of where she's going to go, being scared of who she is going to rely on. Like, it is from real fears. But then people are so blinded by how they feel that they just throw out there, they spew at people instead.
You sent her to college. You sent her to a good high school system. We went to great high school.
Also, but again,
sent her to college.
Just because you go to college and your parents pay for your college does not mean you have to go home for the holiday.
But I'm just saying, these parents, they send their kids out to learn and to like get opinions, and then they're just like, oh, your opinions are crazy.
Oh yeah, not those opinions.
Not those opinions. Those
Never
opinions
mind.
don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, you're young, and it's like now I'm like, when do they start to make sense? When do my opinions start to make sense? What age?
Right.
At what age will you start like thinking that my opinions are like valid?
I mean, honestly, in the same way that I always wanted to be for quite some time, I wanted to be a high school counselor because it always drove me insane that people would look at young people and be like, "You don't know what love is. You don't know what fear is. You don't know what any of these feelings are." It's like, because they're feeling them for the first time. Like, and how intense that is. Like, doesn't that make it more real as you're younger?
Yeah.
But, we don't need to go down that road, I guess. I just need you to know, Britt, I'm angry alongside you. And I hope you feel my ire with you. And I'm standing strong with you. And I'm proud of you.
Yes.
For not dealing with that shit because that's now it's not a part of your holiday.
Yeah.
You don't have to see that man on your holiday.
I hope it works out. I mean, definitely like DM me or something.
Please let us know.
Tell me like what ends up happening. But it's really like the ball is in your niece's court and you're just like a safe aunt. And I think you should, just like tell these people, like, I'm actually not going to speak to you until there's like a more respectful tone being used. And like I'm not here for this. I'm not here to be in the middle of this.
I do forget, did she say in the email, is she talking to her niece about this conversation?
I don't know that she's communicated with the niece yet about what the father is saying. But I'm assuming that she's like, hey, your parents have called me and want you to go home, but you obviously don't have to do that. She's not putting in the good word.
Right. I just want to hear, I would love an update. I'd love to hear what conversation you ended up having with your niece about what happened and how like you played, not played that because it sounds like you're manipulating the situation, but like how did you navigate it? Because I'm very curious. And then what ended up happening with Thanksgiving?
And also messy sister. Stop telling.
Messy bitch sister.
They called within 10 minutes. Like she with the quickness
messy
just
bitch
got.
sister. And okay, I am definitely in the family. I got, these loose lips. They sink the ships. Only in my family, though. Honestly, anywhere else, I can hold a secret till my death. But, I'm ratting. I rat.
I be ratting.
Give me that cheese. I rat you out.
Well, we're huge in my family. Well, I'm not supposed to tell you this, so act surprised.
Oh, yeah. Never let anyone know that I told you first.
All right. Thanks for calling, Brittany. And please let us know what goes on. We've got another voicemail.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hey, ladies. This is Z. First of all, huge fan of the show. Love both of you. Love Kara from That's Messed Up. Love Jackie from Everything. So I'm really glad that this exists. So this happened 10 years ago, and I still cannot figure out who's the bitch. I think about it very often. And I would love your insight. So when I was in college, I had this best friend. Let's call her Corey. We did everything together. You know, we were those bitches. We went to every party together. We went dancing every weekend. We were always over at each other's houses, just watching movies, getting drunk, snuggled up on the couch. And it was awesome. I just loved hanging out with Corey. We both didn't have great luck with men. We'd bitch about our boyfriends all the time. And we just, I think, enjoyed being able to get away from them and hang out with each other. And will I say I was a little bit clueless in this friendship? Yes, I was. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how you feel about that. So one night, my sister came over to visit. She went to college in a different town, and the three of us decided to hang out and get drunk at my house. So my sister and I were drinking, but Corey was just pounding the booze. I had never seen her drink that way. She was a monster with it. And it was getting to the point where my sister was taking me aside and saying, like, I think she might get alcohol poisoning. Should we do something? And I was pretty hammered, so I was like, nah, it's fine. But so Corey comes back from puking in the bathroom. She sits down and she starts talking about how she likes my singing. I'm a musician. And she starts to get really sexual with it, about how my singing turns her on. And this is, again, my sister is there. So it's super uncomfortable. Oh, no. So I say, okay, that's great, hon. Why don't we go take you somewhere where you can lie down and sleep this off? So I carry her to the bedroom, and I lay her down on the floor, and she grabs my head and tries to kiss me. And I push her away, and not because I didn't want to kiss her. It was tempting, but because I felt like, not like this, you know? She was blackout drunk, and it just didn't feel right. So gently push her away, lay her down. She goes to sleep. An hour later, she peed on my floor and then went right back to sleep. I saw it all. Very strange. So then the next morning she wakes up and she apologizes for everything except peeing on the floor. I think she didn't notice that somehow. And then she says, hey, I was really drunk. I don't really remember last night. Did I say anything? And I said, nope. No, you didn't say anything weird. You know, we were all drunk, but it was a fun night. And I could tell from her face that she knew something had happened. And I immediately felt bad, but I committed to the lie that I didn't remember anything weird happening. And I kept it up. I never told her the truth. And our friendship dissolved. She ended up ghosting me, and I cannot say that I blame her, of course. She had every right. And, looking back at it in retrospect, I can kind of understand what was going on a lot more than I did then, because at the time I wasn't out of the closet. I was very closeted. I didn't even know I was gay because I had some trauma that stopped me from knowing. And I could tell in retrospect that we both were in love with each other. And she, I think, wanted to make a move. Couldn't bring up the courage, so she tried to give herself some liquid courage and went a little too far. I don't know why she chose to do it when my sister was there. But hey, you know, we were all 22 and dumb. So, and I think that's what happened. And I deeply regret what happened. I deeply regret losing her as a friend. I also regret not exploring our relationship as a couple, because I think we could have been great together, honestly. I think about her and I want to apologize. I've looked her up on social media. Seems like she's just fallen off the face of the earth. So, I'm left here to ask you, who is the bitch in this scenario? Thanks so much for listening, and have a great day.
Whoa.
This is heartbreaking. There's no bitch
I know. I think the
here.
bitch is being young.
Yeah,
I
the
think
bitch is youth.
I think youth is the bitch here. I think you just weren't ready. You weren't there yet because you certainly were not the bitch in this scenario.
No, I mean, listen.
You were surprised.
Yeah, and you weren't going to do it when someone is so blackout. Like, this is your friend that you drink with, and you're even concerned, like, you're even like, wow, this is like way drunker than you normally see you.
And you're in front of your sister.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, it's a very uncomfortable situation. It's already an uncomfortable situation when you're around someone and one person is extremely blotto and the other people aren't. And so that you're already uncomfortable because of that.
Yeah.
You're not expecting this situation. So you're already kind of, even though you're with someone that like drinks a bunch, when you see somebody that drunk, usually you're like, oh God, okay. Yeah. I'll never forget when my best friend pissed in my cowboy boots because we were sharing a room at the time, and she got so drunk, and I remember being like, "They're my boots!" like screaming, "They're my boots!" And so that kind of stuff just happens sometimes when you're young. Now, Kara, you are probably about to look at me like I'm the craziest bitch in the world because my problem is, I'm going to say my red flag is that I believe in the power of Christmas. And what if, okay, just hear me out, Sadie. What if you did, like, if you had, like,
what if
her
you wrote out a
email
bunch
address
of words on note cards, like big cards,
no,
like cute
don't
cards,
go to her house.
and then you went to her house and you played some music, but you don't say anything. You just keep paging off the cue cards.
Don't go to her house. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, like, maybe there is, because sometimes there are literally, as I say this, there are two people in my life that I have looked up again and have met, not in a oh, we should be together sexually way, but like in a, oh, our friendship got lost.
Yeah.
And I never meant for that to happen.
Yeah.
And I do truly believe in reaching out and connecting again, even because, like, it could just be to have a Zoom, just to, like, jump on a Zoom sometime to talk.
I wonder if she can. It sounds like she said the girl, like, fell off the face of the earth. If you have any way to get in touch with her, like any college friends.
2024.
Yeah,
We've got to be able to find this bitch. We've got to be able to find her. There's no way we can't find her.
I hope you can find her.
I just feel like there are what is it? I can't think of, oh God, it's going to drive me crazy. Chassis. What is it in Vonnegut books when when someone is in your sphere.
Orbit,
Yeah, that, like, you were supposed to, I see our producers also, like, what is that word?
What is
Where
that?
someone, like, I feel this way about the two people that I've been meaning to hit back up, because I feel like we were put in our lives for a reason. And I do feel
I've heard it said.
I don't, Kara. Don't. And maybe you'll be changed for good.
Oh my
and yes,
God.
it's a little bit of Wicked for you. Karass, thank you. Karass. It is Karass. It is like, no matter what realm, no matter what dimension you're in, no matter what, like, cycle of life you happen to be in, that there are certain points of, like, usually by people, and sometimes, like, a place that you're like, where you show up and you're like, I was meant to meet this person. I was meant to be here right now. And this might be too woo-woo for you, Kara, but sometimes I feel like when I feel that way, there's a reason.
Hey, I can be a little bit woo-woo.
Are you a little? I feel like you're nay woo-woo.
But what you're saying makes sense to me. I agree. I have not many people that I have, like, the only people I've really cut out, I've talked about it, I think it's been for a good reason. There's a couple people, I guess, where I'm like, oh, or... I have reached back out to people and we've had, like, a reconnect that then fizzles out again. And you're like, well, I tried.
But that's also okay too.
Yeah. My advice, and you don't have to take it, is, like, when you reach out to her, if you reach out to her, whether it's email, writing a letter, sending a DM, whatever, swing for the fucking fences. Tell her everything. Go, listen, I think a lot about that night and I made a split decision to answer no when you asked me if I said anything, because I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where you were. I was confused. When I think back on it, I really think we had something really special. And like I should have behaved differently, or I should have reacted differently. Like, just tell her everything. Don't just be like, hey, it's kind of Christmas. I was just wondering what's up with you. Like, I would just fully put it out there, because what do you have to lose?
What is the worst that can happen?
The worst that can happen is you're exactly where you are right now, which is not in touch with her. And you've said your piece. I really believe get it all out on paper. Like, just tell her the whole thing and go, I don't know if you're married. I don't know if you're with somebody right now. I'm not trying to like
get with you or anything.
I'm not trying to get with you. I'm just trying to say, like, when I look back, I'm now out of the closet. I really actually think what we had was really, really special. And I'd love to reconnect as friends or in any way that you are comfortable with.
Because you also don't know what was going on in her brain afterwards.
Because she probably took it as a rejection. She probably remembered a little bit what happened and was like, did I say anything? And it was like, no, you didn't say anything. And so you're like, okay, that's the rejection. I'm done. And you said that for a million reasons, maybe to spare her feelings, or you didn't know how you felt.
You just weren't there
you
yet.
just weren't there yet. And I think no one is a bitch. No one is a bitch except for dumb youth.
Yeah, because, especially when you're in a shocked situation as well, because like it didn't seem like you were expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, when you are really rocked, like you need a minute to sit and think about what happened. And there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
And sometimes people move apart because of it, because it takes too long to understand and to process what you had been through with that person.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that often, like two people, not that I'm like necessarily comparing this to a trauma, but like when two people go through an experience together, I feel like either they become much closer or they move away.
Yeah.
Or they go their separate ways. And in this case, I feel like you wouldn't feel this way if you weren't meant to reach out at least one more time.
I agree with the Christmas miracle. I think you gotta reach out, sprinkle some fairy dust on that fucking letter. Send it out. Send it to the North Pole. Care of Santa Claus.
Please.
I hope you have contact information for her, because I really do want you to like I said, I feel as the worst case scenario is she just doesn't write back, or she writes back and goes, hey, I'm good. I hope you're well. I'm not really interested in connecting. And then it's like, at least you can close the chapter on that and not feel like, oh my God, I just kind of fucked it up with this good friend of mine and we really had such a good connection. And,
Or like, do you have an old email address? Because like, honestly, maybe even if you can't find a way to contact her, and I know this might be way too woo-woo for you, Kara, but I do believe in the idea of like getting it out and like writing all of this down no matter
write
what.
a little letter, even if you don't know how to get it to her.
Even if you can't get it to her, write it all out. Get it out of you. You got to get it out of you. And I truly feel, I believe that I manifested my husband, and part of my manifestation was writing out everything I'd always wanted and everything I would never, ever, 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 ever deal with ever again in a relationship. And I wrote it all out in very like extreme detail, and then I bought a specific candle for it and I burnt it.
And then you found him, and he was a snowman at first.
Yeah, and I dug through that snow.
He was just a hot snowman.
Oh, baby. And I was like, not for me. Let me find the warm underneath.
You were like, the carrot will work. Okay.
I'm just saying, get it out of you no matter what, because you are feeling this way.
Yeah.
And maybe this will also encourage you in the future to follow those feelings. Now that you're thinking about it more, and I hope that it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does. And I'm so sorry,
so much
that you feel that
for
way.
Writing for us,
Yes.
to us. Yeah. And I mean, writing to us. Thank you so much for calling in. And thank you to all of you who wrote to us. We got a lot of great voicemails and a lot of great emails. We're trying to get through them. As you can see, we can really only get through like 3 per episode. So we've got a couple of episodes coming up in December where we're going to try to pack in some more
juicy
DMs and emails and stuff. And thank you guys so much for, being there and sending us stuff. And we love doing this. We hope you guys love it. Follow us on our Who's the Bitch LPN on Instagram. And our next live stream is December 11th. Tune in. You can go to who'sthebitch.com to figure out how to tune in, how to call in.
Yes, please call in December 11th.
I also want to mention, you can call into the call-in show and have your camera off. Like, we don't have to see you. If you don't feel like people seeing your place, people seeing your face.
Completely understandable.
That's totally fine. We can just talk to you back and forth on there. And we do love our live streams. And that'll be our last live stream of the year on December 11th. And in the meantime, spread the word. You got a friend with a problem? Tell them to write into us.
Yeah.
Do we have any
please.
qualifications? You don't know.
No,
we don't
but
either.
we'd love to hear about it. And also don't forget to like and subscribe our show over on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify, wherever you get it.
you're
Leave a
doing
review if you feel the need, and we'd love it. We're just trying to get more little ears, our podcast into more little ear holes.
Yes,
just tell
please.
people. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.